Hey guys, it's me CherryZero and welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about this little article right here called 10 Worst Couples in Isekai Anime Ranked. And it's by Ethan Supovitz on CBR.com. I saw this while on Google they offer you stuff that you like or stuff that they think you'll like, and they thought I would like this. Of course, I do like Isekai, but I don't like false or some stupid list that I get randomly. It was published October 16, 2022. Here we go. Anime has many different tropes across its various genres, and the isekai genre, oh my god, genre, is no exception. Let's just get into it. Number 10, Kirito and Asuna are devoted to each other, though their relationship moved fast. First of all, Sword Art Online. Their relationship started in the first season, and the first season was in Alpharad or whatever the fuck it's called in that game for 2 years. So they had probably over a year and 6 months or a year to develop, right? Due to Sword Art's Online's poor pacing, Kirito and Asuna's relationship lacks much in a way of development. As a result, the two don't change much and really don't have a dynamic outside of the fact that they love each other. It can come off as undercooked. To be fair, that is true, because Asuna is just kind of there half of the time afterwards, after the first season. But yeah, number 9. Rista and Sayer are only bound through a past encounter. First of all, in the entire anime, they were never together as a couple. It was just a god and the reincarnated human. It's talking about the past life that Rista, the god, had, where they were both like in another world and they liked each other for a split second, and then oh yeah, they both forgot until Rista remembered because some other god told her, and that's pretty much it. And nothing really happens, just that they become friendly with each other. I would actually have to say that the main character hates her, so I don't understand at all why they would be a quote-unquote couple. Number 8, Ram and Rosewall. I do understand it. Like, I really don't understand why Ram likes Rosewall so much. It says Rosewall had no issue at sacrificing Ram as many times as he needed to in order to achieve his goals. And despite all of that, Ram still loves him anyway. That's just kind of an anime trope that a lot of them do. It's not really that bad. It's actually kind of common, but yeah, I can see why it's ranked in the top worst if it's from the popular anime ReZero. Number 7, Hajime and Yue are committed for all the wrong reasons. I don't believe this is true. They were both desperate and they both needed each other. Although the anime, the writing and the animation is kind of mid compared to the light novel, I do have to say that. And it's saying that it's not healthy to build a relationship on a foundation of pain and relating to pain. It's not just like, oh yeah, they're gonna get revenge. It's not Redo of Healer. I've never seen this anime, MAR, must be pretty old, with one match ending in Pano's surrender after she hallucinates about falling for him thanks to his mushroom technique. It's confusing why they got together. This is literally just the entire plot of Tenjo Tenge. It's literally all fighting anime that are old. Like, one little encounter and like the girl likes the guy. That's pretty much, you can literally put Tenjo Tenge, like the orange haired girl and like the main character right here. Yeah, I guess this might not be as fleshed out as Tenjo Tenge. It's a little bit more complicated. I would have to actually watch this, but it's still pretty bad, but not one of the worst. One of the worst would have to be like fucking the dad from Fullmetal Alchemist and his daughter and the dog. Oh yeah, this one's funny. The Familiar Zero. Louise is abusive towards Saito. Now, this is one of my favorite animes of all time, probably tied with first place. Yes, I will admit that Louise is abusive towards Saito, but that's because they quite literally have a master-servant relationship, being that Saito is the familiar of Louise, right? Louise wastes no time treating Saito like an animal. Maybe in the first half of the first season? Sure, because they do not get along at all. Where they start like getting along more and more and they start falling in love. But later on, it's more apparent that she's actually more of a tsundere than a fucking abusive sadist, you know? I can see why, because Saito does some pervy shit or like some shit that warrants being punished. Because that's kind of like slapstick or type of comedy from the 2000s era. However, their romance feels very disingenuous as it comes off more like a prisoner in love with his abusive captor. In the anime, it's not as apparent, but it's actually worse in the light novel. If you think this is bad in the anime, read the light novel. You know what Saito's actually thinking. He is like tortured whether or not like he actually wants him to be there, or like whether what he does is wrong, because he does something minor and then like, oh shit, he's gonna get punished for it. But that's kind of just a way of comedy or like slapstick. The tsundere classic, like Asuka type shit. Like Shinji will be like a dumbass for 5 seconds and then Asuka's gonna be like, shut the fuck up, and she'll fucking punch him or something. Number 4, the Master of Ragnarok and Blesser of Inheihar. Yuto expects Mitsuki to put her life on the hold for him. So this anime was actually pretty mid. It's an isekai that a lot of people know as being mid/below mid. So this guy gets whisked away to another world, and then like he can communicate with this girl through like a fucking mirror or a phone or something, I think. And they have to go on her Wi-Fi to do it. Like I'm kind of confused on that part, but anyways, like she still associates with this guy. Despite having a whole harem, Yuto only wants to be with Mitsuki, the girl he left back at home, though their relationship is mostly based on mutual romantic feelings that neither is aware the other has. How this is framed ends up making Yuto look like he's stringing along Mitsuki along to wait for him to return, whether he actually can or not, which unintentionally comes off as selfish. On top of that, despite knowing each other for years, their chemistry as friends or couple seems to be non-existent. He doesn't really have a harem. He does have a harem, but he doesn't really capitalize off of it. He doesn't go for any of the girls. He just becomes like the king or something, and then they become his like sister or daughters or whatever. And that's pretty much it. Stuff happens, of course, because it's an isekai harem anime, but not too much. Because the girls are literally trying to be with him, but he's like, nah, I still have Mitsuki. This story is just a whole fuck show. And another thing, this literally completely contradicts this statement. Yuto only wants to be with Mitsuki. How this is framed up ends up making Yuto look like he's stringing Mitsuki along to wait for him. That's literally what I was talking about earlier. If he's stringing her along, why does he only want to be with Mitsuki? Number 3, conception. I haven't seen this either. I'm pretty sure this is based off a game, or maybe a game was made off of this. This girl looks like the girl from Higehiro. Literally any pairing with Itsuki is a bad one. No matter which pairing it is, they're all toxic and unhealthy, as Itsuki is using each of the girls to fulfill a goal, and such is not treating them like much as objects or obstacles in a game. They're not a couple then. Like, give me an example of a couple. This is like a harem, not a couple. Each and every one. Every single one. If he's using them, he's not in a relationship. He's in a harem relationship, but not a couple relationship. So it'd be like Redo of Healer, where he's using every single girl to his advantage and literally using them like tools. This is not too uncommon. The cousin, Itsuki's cousin. Tell me if you watched like 15 anime without telling me you've watched 15 anime. What anime have you watched? One Piece, Naruto, Dragon Ball, Hanako-kun, Haikyuu, Demon Slayer. Like, tell me you're not the most basic fucking bitch ever for saying you're uncomfortable with some bullshit. Of course, everybody's kind of uncomfortable with this, but it's like, it's already been done before. Literally look at Sagiri from Arrow Manga Sensei, and that the orange bitch from the Origami or whatever that shit is. Number 2, Seiichi is truly just awful to Saria, the fruit of evolution. I do not know what the hell he's talking about. He's literally that nice protagonist in literally every single other anime. The nice black-haired protagonist of a harem. This is a new one. This is from the Fruit of Evolution. Just plain awful to Saria when they first met, judging her solely on her appearance, the same way he was. He only started treating her nicer when she used the fruit to transform into a girl. Well, maybe he just wasn't into, you know, bestiality. Let me guys show you what her original form was. This was her original form on the right, looking like a buff-ass gorilla. Tell me that you would rather date this than, you know, this. They both have the same personality. Yes, the personality is good, but the actual physical and biological, nah. Just nah. That's just stupid. Of course he would do that at first. He still liked her personality. He said that he liked her when she was a gorilla, but then she also turned to human and he liked her even more, right? You just have to actually watch the anime for, you know, more than one episode, because it literally happens within the first 3 episodes, I'm pretty sure. This change doesn't even redeem Seiichi. It paints him as a toxic hypocrite. If I can pull up the clip, I would. Let me pull up the clip right now. Look at this. I literally looked up Seiichi gorilla, and this is the second result. Seiichi confessed his love to a gorilla. Literally. Tell me you didn't watch the anime without telling me you did not watch the anime. See? He's like repulsed at first, but he's like... Literally some bullshit. Literally. This is by My Anime Note. 4.72k subscribers, whatever. He's not a toxic hypocrite. He was fat and overweight and short before he ate the Fruit of Evolution and became like the most beautiful guy ever. But here's a question. Can you be fat and still prefer to want a skinny girl? Of course you would. It's not a toxic hypocrite. Sure, it may make him look like a hypocrite, but not toxic. Like, come on. Number 1, Michio really only wants Roxanne for one reason, and it's disgusting. I don't know why this is number 1. This is literally called Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World. harem. She is part of his harem. He first saw her, then he saw like four other bitches, and he's like, oh yeah, let me make a harem. Michio attempts to live his new life to the full, which involves buying Roxanne and enslaving her. This is partly for dungeon crawling, but mainly for his own personal desires. Would you not buy like a slave? This is like the same exact problem if somebody said, would you suck a dude's dick for $1 million? You guys were like, no, no. Yes, you would. The same with this. Yes, you would. You would buy a slave if you want to smash. Let me tell you, if you saw Boa Hancock or Nami, or if you saw freaking Your Forger in another world, the slave, would you buy them? Of course you would. If they looked exactly like that, of course you would. But there's also other things. Like they said, you needed him for dungeon crawling and to actually help him. In this world, he literally had to slit throats and kill people just to get the money to buy Roxanne. That's how brutal this world is. So he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna need Roxanne. And then later, he said, oh, I'm gonna need a blacksmith. Oh, later, he needs this. That's why he buys specifically these people, because they just happen to be women, apparently. But that's just anime logic. This is not the worst anime couple. Exactly. He even murdered a lot of bandits in order to buy Roxanne. It's made worse by the fact that Michio wholeheartedly supports the practice of slavery. I mean, that's true. Does supporting slavery in another world make you part of a worse couple? Like, I don't understand. They're still a couple. They're quote-unquote a couple, because then later it becomes a harem. But this guy's logic is that of me when I was 11 years old. Let's look at his profile. Okay, this is this dude's profile. He published 282 articles. He published 282 articles, and the most recent one he's published is below mid. It's bad. At least try to improve every single article, or try to research more or a little bit more every single article. There's so many top 10s or top whatevers of anime, and you still got this mid. I guess to make an article, you have to write about popular anime. Like, if I wanted to write a list and I wanted to make people mad, I would put top 10 worst anime couples, and then put Your Forger and fucking the blonde guy, Twilight. And then I would put like Edward and Winry from Fullmetal Alchemist. And then I would put Kyoko Kitagiri and Makoto Naegi from Danganronpa. Like, I would do that shit. Top 10 worst couples in anime and video games ranked. So that'll be top 20, wouldn't it? I don't know. I'm not a list maker, but I do watch anime. These lists are about anime, and they're still kind of mid. So guys, if you guys liked the video, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content. And I will see you guys next time.